Hey, what's going on, Batman statue collectors? My name's Atim, and I'm this month's feature collector. So the first question is, what got me into statue collecting? And the short answer is, collecting got me into statue collecting. Um, it started when I was a kid. I used to collect fine rocks and basketball cards and baseball cards and garbage pail kids, pogs, the little helmets that used to put the sundaes in at Dairy Queen, which is a popular ice cream store in the States if you don't know what Dairy Queen is. But I would collect anything that I could line up or group together or save or store or set up a display of or anything. I don't know why I did it, and I still don't know why I do it, but it makes me feel good, so that's really all that I care about. So collecting got me into statue collecting just naturally, I guess. So question number two is there a license or a property that got me into collecting statues? Yes, the X-Men. Easily my favorite property, my favorite character designs, my favorite costumes. I love the psychology of each of them and the way they interact with one another. Their stories are compelling. They're my favorite property for sure. There is nothing that is even close. 90% of my collection is X-Men because of it. So the answer is the X-Men. All right, question number three. What's my favorite statue in my collection? It's the Sideshow Collectibles Legendary Scale Wolverine. For sure my favorite statue in my collection. Definitely my favorite Wolverine statue that I own. I love that piece so much. Right costume, the right pose, right sculpt. It's awesome, and I'm super happy that I have it. And it'll never go anywhere. I'll have that one for a really long time, I think. So, yeah, the Legendary Scale Wolverine. That's the one. So question number four is, if I could have any statue in my collection, regardless of price, what would it be? It would be the Alejandro Pereira Weapon X. That would be the statue I'd pick. I'd want that one. Somebody give me that one. So question number five is, if I could have any company make any statue for my collection, what would it be? Prime One, if they made a Weapon X, that would be the top for me. So a Prime One Weapon X, 1/4 scale, 1/3 scale, 1/2 scale, I would take any of them. Prime One Weapon X, that's the answer. It would be brutal, and I would love it. It would be really great. All right, guys, thanks for watching the Q&A. I'm going to take you on a tour of the room right now. I hope you guys enjoy it. The first thing you see is life-size Groot from King Arts. There was only 50 of these made. And then you see the Hot Toys 1-to-1 Baby Groot. Right here you have the Taurus Studios Loki helmet. Only 100 made of that. I got some masks from Venice from my honeymoon. These are very special to me. Remind me of like a really great memory in my life. A little artwork I picked up. Alex Ross, X-Men, Captain America's shield, X-Men 1 signed by Jim Lee. Not a valuable piece, but very special to me. We got some Dave Raposa, Beast, and Archangel, Greg Land, Wolverine, and Phoenix. And then behind that you got this cool little Daredevil. Really cool. So here's the back wall. I have some of the cases opened right now. I'm going to show you some close-ups. So right here is Bowen Strife. One of the final pieces Bowen made. This is the Sideshow X-23 Lady Deathstrike diorama. It's the Bowen Designs Omega Red. Very underrated piece. Then here you got the Daredevil life-size bust from Sideshow. It's maybe one of my other favorite pieces in the collection. Absolutely beautiful, great textures. And then this is the Sideshow premium format Daredevil. And one of them is being customized into the yellow classic suit. But it's a work in progress right now, so they both look exactly the same, but they won't be. And then the bone designs in the back, the armored and the regular, and then the hard hero, and then the gentle giant bust. But man, I love this life-size bust. Here's the Bowen Designs X-Force collection. Archangel, Deadpool, Psylocke, Warpath, Wolverine, and X-23. And this one here is really special. This is the Bowen Action Cable. And Vinceville Customs actually repainted this. This was my first custom commission paint job. And I love this piece. It's super special to me. Speaking of special stuff, here are some more special items. This is a super special piece. It's a custom private commission of an Alejandro Pereira Sabretooth. So there's also the Weapon X that I was speaking about earlier that matches this piece. 3 portraits, all beautiful portraits. But for me, this one is the winner. Yeah, I mean, nobody's making Sabretooths with this kind of portrait, and I think it's so unique and interesting. We got the Sideshow Legendary Scale Spider-Man busts. These are the Gentle Giant Spider-Man busts. I think if these were full scale, everybody would be all over these. Then you got the Court of the Dead Apple and a Bowen Black Suit Spider-Man 1/6 scale. This piece is another special piece. So this is a Gabriel Perna sculpt, and I met him at Jersey Fest, and I saw this, and I just had to get it. It's just like this weird light switch cover. I thought this was so cool, and it's packed with details, and I can't wait to freak people out with it. Speaking of freaking people out, here are the Violent Mortal Kombat 1/3 scales. So this is Sub-Zero, and I redid the fabric on the costumes. Well, I had a tailor redo it, and I know that they don't match the shin guard because I'm still not done. The color I picked was a little bit too dark, but if you see the contrast between the costume and the mask right here, the mask is closer to the right color. So I'm going to be redoing the fabric yet again, and then once I get it all done, I'll match the shin guards to it. And same with Scorpion. Scorpion's been redone, but I don't think I'm going to be changing this one. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. So I added blood everywhere on this thing. They had a very minimal blood sprayed on the shin pads and on the arms and the knuckles and stuff, so I added a ton. And I'll show you some close-ups. I think all that was added. All that was added. So I feel like these characters are super violent and they should look according. All that was embellished by me. So they had a little bit of blood there, and I added some charcoal staining, and yeah, pretty happy with that one. And then this is Reptile, and his costume is actually in the process of being made. So he kind of looks dumb, but I didn't want to not show him. So those are the 3 ninjas, and that'll be as far as I go with this line. Reptile's decent, but for me, Scorpion is the best out of the 3. Let's get cosmic, shall we? So this is kind of my limited cosmic section. Get a close-up of this custom chrome work. So this is about 5 years old. The chrome paint job at least. And it's still shiny and sparkly, and I'm super happy about it. So this was my favorite piece for a really long time, and that legendary scale Wolverine just topped this one. And then this is the Silver Surfer that comes with the Galactus legendary scale bust. Here's the Bowen Silver Surfer Museum Chrome and the Bowen Gladiator. I have always wanted that Gladiator piece, and I just got it I think last year. And the same thing for the Silver Surfer, I got this last year also. So, two beautiful pieces. And then the Titan. I feel like this has become like the new staple in people's collections. You know, you need to have this piece. It's just massive and insane, and it commands your presence. A million people have said a million things about it, but man, it's special. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Love that piece. Then here's a nice little Bowen Fantastic Force mini set with Galactus. You can see Galactus cheesing right there. That is not a happy cheese. He's very, very pissed. And then little globe, 3D printed Earth. So there's the cosmic set. And I'll pan over real quick. Couple of skulls and Halo helmets and some liquor. Figment, the Imagination Dragon. Yep, you heard it here first, guys. Those are grails. Couple of little knickknacks here. And then the legendary scale Iron Man and Captain America from Sideshow, with the little Ant-Man in Iron Man's hand. Little half-scale Thor hammer. Some Pickle Rick, guys. And then here's some artifacts and helmets and stuff. And here you got the De La Torre Michael Myers mask. And a little Bowen Archangel. And this is supposed to be my villains case, but it's not really filled out yet. There hasn't really been many offerings up to this point for X-Men villains. But here's Mystique Comiquette from Sideshow. The Hallamore Juggernaut, which is a cool piece. Then the Phoenix premium format from Sideshow. That's a fan art Wolverine, Jim Lee style. Sabretooth and Deadpool premium formats, and Scarlet Witch Comiquette. But I got a Magneto that's coming, and maybe a couple other secrets. And then sweet, here it is. Squirrel Pool. Man, that Deadpool's awesome. Love that piece. So these are the legendary scale X-Men from Sideshow Collectibles. So I have them all except for Emma. She's a work in progress right now, so she's not on display. But Mystique over here has been repainted from the black costume to the white costume. Shout out to Vince Val Customs for the big assist. I mean, he helped me do a lot of this. Sabretooth's eyes have been whited out. And Wolverine's whole costume has been repainted into the tiger stripe suit. And Gambit's chest plate that covers his abs and his pecs has been repainted to try to mimic the premium format. I love those pieces. I wish they'd continue that line. Speaking of lines, this is probably the line that started me collecting, so this is for sure my favorite grouping in my whole collection. The Sideshow X-Men. And I say that loosely because there's a couple of extras. So Storm is from XM Studios, and Wolverine is from Halamall. That's actually been fully repainted by Vince Val Customs, and it's been reclawed. And Beast right here hanging is a custom fan art, super dynamic. Love that piece. And of course, Gambit, the best of the entire line. I mean, an absolute masterpiece. Gene and Scott together, where they belong. If anybody is on the fence about this Angel and you've been thinking about getting it, just get it. It's a beautiful piece. Paint on it is amazing, and I think, what more could you want out of an Angel statue? You got Psylocke and Iceman right here. Iceman is a salvage, so this came extremely broken, and Warren Resin did his best to at least make it displayable for me, and I appreciate that, so at least he's a placeholder. And Storm from XM, my first XM piece, she's amazing. And then Colossus was my first PF ever, so this whole collection is super special for me, and this is kind of why I started collecting X-Men statues and premium formats. I saw the picture from San Diego Comic-Con many years ago, and I haven't been able to shake it until I made my own, so Marvel. Here's my Bowen Designs main display. Even though there's a couple of odd pieces, there's the Sideshow Apocalypse premium format. I just like the way he scales against the smaller ones, and the Sideshow Sentinel. And then I got the fan art Nimrod and Jubilee, and Rogue is from Kotobukiya, and Nightcrawler's from NECA, but everything else is from Bowen. One of my favorite displays. Really love this one. This is my main Wolverine display. Probably 90% of my Wolverines are in here, but I still got a couple laying around. This is the legendary scale Wolverine I was talking about earlier. This is my favorite piece of my collection. The claws have been upgraded thanks to Warren Resin. Super shiny, real metal. I repainted the shoulder pads, gave it like a more metallic look. I love that piece though, it's amazing. And then you got some quarter scale Wolverines, some fan arts, the two Wolverine dioramas from Sideshow. A little Jim Lee Wolverine right there. I got a couple of Bowen and Kotobukiya Wolverines. I redid the portrait on the brown suit Wolverine with the new Wolverine premium formats regular portrait. Fan art Wolverines in the back. Some Weapon X. Yeah, I really love that Weapon X too. I know that that's not a favorite of everybody else in the community, but I think it's great. Old Man Logan, Brown Wolverine, some Gentle Giant busts. So this is the Wolverine Shrine. And you guys probably saw this or noticed it in the interview part. But this is my fiber optic star ceiling that I built. And it's got like over 200 individual fiber optic leads. I wrapped the panel in a vinyl art. It was the Orion Nebula. It was a pain to make, but it really wasn't difficult, just tedious. You know, drilling all the holes, and then you gotta mark out how many there are to make sure you're not drilling too many, and glue them all in afterwards, and then clip them all down. And hanging it on the ceiling was difficult, but man, did it pay off. And I'm gonna actually show you what it looks like with the lights off in a second. But I love this piece, and it's awesome. And this is the fiber optic star ceiling with all the lights off. super relaxing. It's really hard to film. The LED lights coming through the fiber optics kind of put the camera in and out of focus, so it kind of looks blurry, but it's super sharp in person. The light is pretty contained to its location. But yeah, this is one of my favorite things in the room for sure. So now it's time for me to sit back and relax and watch one of my favorite channels, which is Batman Statue Collector. And I want to thank him for selecting me as a collector of the month. And I want to remind you guys to catch us in the Batcave, but also the Danger Room.